This is an overview of the Flask REPL that you'll be forking for use in the remainder of the project. So what is Flask? What is forking? How does all of this work? The inner workings of Flask are not part of the project. We're just using it as a tool. Flask is a web server and allows us to host a web page or series of web pages for people to interact with. This app here is the name of our app. I'm going to keep it as the default. And then you'll see these @ symbols through the code. @ symbol here, @ symbol here, and more down the page. Those @ symbols are called decorators, and they're what are used by Flask in order to tell you, to tell the program where to send the user, what information to supply to the user. It used to be when we made a website, we would make a series of pages and hyperlink between them, and they'd all be entirely static. That's not the case anymore. We need those web pages to pull data from a database or from a file or from elsewhere on the internet in an API. And so we want that data to be fresh, which means that we need to have a programmatic way to put data onto the page. And this Flask allows us to do that. So you just need to make sure that you have this code, and we're going to change these pages. That's the difference between each page is how it's handled. So if we look at my live site, I can use, I'm not going to use that one because it's reset. I'm going to use enter new. I can actually put that address in. So / enter new and hit enter, and I go to the form that I've made for entering an animal. That form isn't really in a folder with a separate page. It's all handled from here. So when somebody types enter new, call this function. And this function doesn't do anything. There's nothing in between the def and the return, like there was in your turtle functions. But down here, it does return a template. And the templates are all found in this templates folder. And they have to be found in this templates folder. It gets very complex if you try and do it any other way. So you'll see that I have 5 templates. I've got animal, home, list, reset, and result, and I will be going through those in more detail in another video. But in the meantime, you can see that they are being used here to render template reset, render template animal, render template down the bottom result, render template list, render template home, and that's it. Okay, so that's Flask. Forking is like polite copying. You take a copy of somebody's code and you maintain the link to the original code. So you're informing the community that you have taken somebody else's code and preferably attributed it properly. So where I have an invite button, you should have a fork button. You need to press that button so that you take a copy of my code as it is at the moment, and it pulls into your REPLs as your code, and you can change the name and change all of the code and redesign the tables and redesign the inputs and all of that stuff, which is what you're going to be doing over the remainder of this project. Okay, so that's forking and as much as you need to know about Flask.